Alright, so we're still doing the rego for the Land Rover. So, got the washer bottles and headlights here this time. My favourite wiring. And we'll try and get this done, and hopefully that'll be it for the engine bay, and we can get onto the inside, start getting that done, and then we'll be putting in some tie rod ends, steering dampener, and some braided brake lines, and then we will try and get this bad boy down for rego. So let's see how we go. Let's get hooking into this, and we'll just get that a little bit closer, see if we can get this thing registered.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, I'm the one to get it, bruh. I swear to God I'll get it, bruh. Hey, I ain't never giving up. Yeah, I never give up. I got this, man, I got it. I will not quit, I'm on it. Never rock it. Got the block lit, I'm toxic. Spitting logic.
Alright, so first things first, let's start with the washer bottle. This is just a generic kit I bought. I think it cost me like 30 bucks. So, washer bottle and pump, bracket, some hose. This has the washer jets, the cables, a button for some reason. I'll try and hook that up to the factory one so we won't use that. And yeah, all the little bits and pieces and hardware that you need. And then over here, I've got LED headlights to go in this thing. Should be pretty simple, less load on the alternator and everything like that. So we'll put them in, but first let's get this washer bottle in. Alright, so now I've got to try and test what all this is. I don't know what that's for. The old bottle down here had 2 wires there. It has 2 wires there and like 2 other wires on the motor. So I don't know what all that is. So I'm probably just going to try and turn this onto reds. We'll try and tape the button down, and we'll see if I can find something that powers up here, and we'll go from there, I guess. I don't really know what I'm looking at. There's so many wires that go down into where the headlight is. I might have to pull that out and assess the situation there. I mean, that's all got to come out anyways, so then I can see what wires are in there, what's loose and what's not. So I'll pull that apart, we'll get in the garden and have a look. Alright, so upon further inspection, none of those wires have anything to do with the washer. It looks like it didn't even originally have one, but there are holes in the dash here. So I'm probably going to use that one for the spotlights. Or maybe even that one. And then, but there's some over here too, which are a bit murdered and butchered, but I might just use one of them for the washer. Anyways, see if I can put something in there, and I'll just run a power down. There's a spare spot on one of these links here, so I'll just run another one up to the switch and then run a single wire out and around, and we'll we'll get that wired in and put it back where the original bottle was, which is a pain in the ass, but that's okay. That's okay. So I'll run that now, and we'll see how we go. We'll get it in, and then yeah, because all that is Parker's indicator and headlights. I don't know what that plug is. They've just bridged it into one of the others. So I'll wire this, and we'll see how it goes. All right, so I've got the bottle in, got it wired up. I've just ran the earth to the side here, got it all wired up, no crimp joints here. It's soldered and heat wrapped. Like I said, this is all lights. I don't know what that is. That's just connected to something. I'll have to suss that out. So now we'll just try and route the clear hose. Looks like they've put a hole in the hood before where it once was, so I'm going to try and utilize that. These nozzles do have 2, so I'll probably just put one nozzle in, try and point them both ways to both windows, and we'll see how that goes. So I'll run the hose, we'll try and put that nozzle in, and we'll see what happens, see what it looks like. Alright, so it's starting to rain now, as you can see off the side here. So I'll quickly put this hood down, we'll give it a quick try, and then I'm going in. Alright, well it needs adjusting, but it works. So, alright, that'll do this. Next time the rain stops, we'll get into these headlights. Alright, so I've taken this headlight apart. Excuse my bench. This is the inner piece that was there, the outer piece. This is the cup that was it was residing in, obviously. And then this is what's left of the headlight. So you can see why I'm going to go through and replace them. What do I do with new ones over here? So it was actually cheaper for me to buy some nice new LED ones. I just got to try and figure out a way of mounting these in here now. So that'll work, I guess. Paint that black. Paint the ring black. Will it go in there? Stop it. Look at that. Hey? It fits. If I just paint that black, it'll go back in there. And that'll work. Yeah. Alright, well, I'll clean these up and paint them. Ready to be put back together. And then we can get into wiring. That was going to be, well, that's easier than I thought. In fact, I could probably almost use this too. Does this plug into there? Stop it. Look. That works. What are the chances? Original wiring, mate. Alright, well I'll clean these up and we'll get to assembling these. Hey? That's cool. Alright, here we go. Alright, so I didn't realise, but I could probably put it... I probably actually could have done this on the car, but we're here now. So what I'll do is I'll unplug this and feed this back into here, since it never needed to come out anyways. Like that. Although I do have a feeling that I need to run an extra wire, because I'm pretty sure that's this little red one here is for park. So I might just try and slip one in there actually, and run that. Got myself a fresh beverage. So that light is, so it needs to be spade bit. Wonder if I can get it up through the original grommet. Probably not. Probably not. That's not going to happen. Might have to put a cut down it, I think. Bit of dishwashing liquid on the grommet, help it slip through. And that, when the water gets on it, it washes it off, so then you get a good seal and a good bond with it, as always. Alright, back in there like that. Nice seal. Alright. Start putting this assembly back together. All right, we're almost there. So now, if I go get my cover that I cleaned up, which we have here, that can go over that, it can go in, we can twist it to where we want it, and then we will be, right, I just got to remember what way it went in. Pretty sure it went in that way. Yeah. Yes, because the bottom screw came out, the others didn't. All right, let's just take that off for now. Plug all this in. Land Rover always only ever have things to line up one way, and I'm not going to lie, it's very frustrating. Nice and solid, everything's in there, and now we can go put it back on the car and get it ready to be wired up. All right, so let's get out there and have a look. All right, so I've got the plug and the wiring in, got the socket in. I figured I wouldn't bore you with that, so we'll try and get the headlight in now, and we'll put the surround back on that I've cleaned up. She's a little beaten around the edges, but that's all right. That's what Land Rovers are. All right, so I'll grab all the gear and we'll start putting this in. Very nice. Well, I like that. I think that looks quite good. Once I polish up the rest of the paintwork around it, so clean all this up, obviously, and you know, it's not going to be perfect. I mean, it's a Land Rover, but I'll give it a bit of a polish and all that. But now, for our next trick is to wire these bad boys up. All right, fun. Here we go. All right, let's see if these bad boys work. That should be Parker's. Oh yeah, they're all right. Low beam. Oh yeah, yeah, they're there. Got them both. I wonder if high beam works. It wants to, it just doesn't seem like the circuit's there. Alright, I might have to have a look at the stick. I got a feeling it's inside. But anyways, that'll probably do us for now. And then I'll try and troubleshoot the high beams, and then after we've got some suspension stuff to do. So, alright, that'll do us. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and I will see you when I see you.